The new fears that Brexit has drained the life out of the UK economy following the IMF's report. We're going to read into this more from The Independent, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from The Independent with the headline of New Fears that Brexit has drained life out of the UK economy following the IMF report. The International Monetary Fund's July report warns the global economy is in a sticky spot with the UK lagging behind most other major economies. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. So once again, another example of Brexit hurting us. The International Monetary Fund, one of the most respected bodies out there in the international stage. I know many people will vehemently disagree with the IMF report because they say it has nothing, that what we're going through has nothing to do with Brexit, even though there's been countless evidence and support that says otherwise. The UK economy is going to take a long time to recover. Now, obviously, I'm recording this off the back of the King's speech, which gives me some positive. There is some positivity coming from there, but not really anything that's going to show that the economy is going to grow. There may be some growth, maybe, but without actually being a part of the European Union, without that single market being a part of that, really allows businesses to thrive. It's going to take a while. It is going to take a while, and not having that red tape that we have is not helping anybody in it. It's not helping anyone. It's not helping our businesses. It's not helping EU businesses at all. And the hope is that as time passes on, is that the Labour government obviously reduces that red tape, makes things easier for businesses when it comes to trade, to doing deals, conducting business with the EU and vice versa. And reduces some of those trade barriers that we have. Not so much as rejoining the single market and customs union, because I know a lot of people are not ready to have that conversation right now, but making it easier for businesses by allowing businesses to be able to have that trade again with the EU, not having that red tape, allowing them to thrive, allowing them to do well, creates more jobs, businesses grow, more people get into work. You know, it basically improves it's not rocket science, basically grows the economy because everybody is paying their taxes, businesses are growing, more people are into work, paying their fair share, and it's less people on benefits, which is, I know a lot of people don't like people sitting on benefits, so this is something that helps them as well. So it's a win-win-win down the road. And obviously, like I've said in previous videos regarding Brexit, obviously it is something that's going to be, you know, it will at some point, whether it's 20, 30, 50 years, at some point in the future, we will rejoin. But the fact that the IMF are coming out and saying this I think is a very important context. So let's read what this had to, what the Independents had to say on this, guys. So, opponents of Brexit have warned that the latest figures from the International Monetary Fund confirmed that leaving the EU has drained the life out of the British economy. Sorry, I'm just going to do that there. The claim comes as Keir Starmer's Labour government begins a reset of UK relationships with the EU following their victory in the general election. This was mentioned in the King's speech, that they would reset their relationships with the EU as well. It's an important point I just wanted to add as well. The Prime Minister is set to host European leaders at the European Political Council at Blenheim Palace on Thursday, just days after the new EU Relations Minister Nick Thomas-Symonds went to Brussels to start talks on a new Brexit deal. Yeah, so some of you guys, by the time you see this, they would have already had this. Again, this is good. Improving, having those discussions, having more open talks with our EU partners and neighbours is very, very important. Ignoring them and not having consultations and whatnot with them is not helping anybody, guys. And this is where this is what the Conservatives were doing for a long time. Yes, Rishi Sunak did get the Windsor framework. I'm not arguing that. No one is denying that. But I do think that it's obviously, sorry about that. If you can hear the barking dog, I do apologise. I'm just going to close that there. It's quite warm in here. But if obviously the trade deals that we have, like, I mean, like, they haven't really done anything for our GDP. You know, the deal that we struck with New Zealand and Australia, for example, Like, do you feel any difference? Do you feel that businesses actually prosper? Can you show me evidence that businesses are now better off as a result of those deals? Because I'm struggling to see them. I have looked, I'm struggling to see them, but if you want to show me otherwise in the comments down below, please feel free to do so. But people are not feeling better off, business-wise. So I think that's really important as well. But the urgency of the problem appears to have been highlighted in the latest IMF projections. So according to the IMF, the UK only grew 0.1% in 2023 and will only grow by 0.7% by the end of this year. Now that's good start. It's better. So it is, while growth is set to double next year, it will still only hit 1.5%. Yes. The growth is pants compared to other global economies. Yes, absolutely. But it is a sign that obviously things are going in the right direction. But it's not going to be at the same levels as it used to be before Brexit. It's just not. It's not going to be unless we undo Brexit. That's just the reality. It may get to 1%, 2%, but we won't have as much growth like 4 or 5% like we did before. I'd be very surprised if we did in a Brexit exit era, but maybe that will be because we have the same trading alignments with the EU by them, maybe. But yeah, 0.1% has been. This is under the Conservatives. They've not done enough to grow it. And obviously, yes, you can argue to me that maybe the Conservatives have played a part a little bit in the growth, but I also think it's the reactions of the market and the reaction that people have that a new government has come in. I think has also helped boost the growth a little bit as well. So the figures put behind it, the UK put the UK behind the average of advanced economics, which are set to grow by 1.8%, while the worldwide average will be 3.2%. Germany is set to be the highest performance in the euro area with a growth of 1.7%, and critics say that the UK continued sluggish performance is proof that Brexit continues to hold the economy back. Dr. Mike Galsworthy, chair of the European Union UK, absolutely top guy, said that the IMF projections for the UK make a grim reading and it should concern us all. Most of us have felt the effects of badly performing economies over the past 2 years, impacting our weekly shopping, work opportunities, public service and quality of life. Yeah, absolutely. Cutting off relationship with the EU has simply drained the life out of our country. Fortunately, none of this is irreversible. Now is the time for realistic appraisals under a new government who recognises that we urgently need a new grown-up relationship with the EU. Now, very important what he says there. He did not say rejoin the EU, yes, but we need to have better relationship with them and better conversations with them, which is something that we were lacking for a long time as well. Doesn't mean to say that he's not in favour of rejoining the EU, because he's literally a chair of the European Union Movement UK. The IMF report, entitled The Global Economy on a Sticking Spot, blames the aftermath of dealing with inflammatory pressures and continued war in Ukraine and the Middle East for its gloomy prognosis. The report noted that IMF staff projections are based on upward revisions to commodity prices, including a rise in non-fuel prices by 5% in 2024. Energy commodity prices are expected to fall about 4.6% in 2024, less than projected in the April WEO, reflecting elevated oil prices from deep cuts by the OPEC+. That is the Organisation of Petroleum Exporting Countries, including Russia and other non-OPEC oil exporters. And reduced, but still present, price pressures from Middle Eastern conflict. Monetary policy rates and major central banks are still expected to decline in the second half of 2024, with dividends in the place of normalisation, reflecting various inflation circumstances. Now, yes, at the moment, inflation has been reduced by the the Conservatives say that they have reduced inflation. Whether you want to believe them or not is another thing. I'll let you guys decide in the comment section down below. But I do think that inflation will take a hit. I may take a hit in some places under this Labour government, whether by global factors or whether by decisions by the Labour government with the means to try and get the economy going of some sort. So I'm actually expecting that. I don't expect it to stay all the way down forever. I do expect it to tinker at some point. But I do think, obviously, that when the IMF are saying these things, we should take this seriously. We shouldn't just outright ignore it. We should always take on and listen to independent reports, even if we are sceptical about them. And hopefully that Labour will take what the report says on board, and obviously try to establish and continue to establish, as of right now, better relationships, better cooperation with the EU, closer realignment with them, because it makes sense for us, it makes sense for the EU, it makes sense for businesses. It's a win-win situation. So, What do you guys think? What do you guys make of the IMF report? Do you believe that Brexit has drained life out of the UK economy, or do you not believe any of it at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video. And subscribe, because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p. Or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.